When is my ovulation after my period?
It normally happens 2 weeks after your period ends. That's the normal cycle.
No, I think the ovulation is happening right after my period starts or ends.
If you have minor spotting even when it is not time for your period, you could have had an embryo implant. That can cause a few spots of blood on your underwear.
Or slightly orange cervical mucus, as red blood mixes with white mucus.
You could also have spotting because of a social disease. The lesions or sores leaking some blood could be mistaken for a period before you're due to ovulate.
If I had an STD that bad, I would need to see the doctor just to get that treated.
It is normal for your body to release an egg 2 weeks before your period starts. It is weird that you think the ovulation is a lot sooner after it.
I've heard it could happen.
There are women who ovulate at 12 days and even a few at 10 days.
That might be me.
If that's you, you may need to take birth control to get your period on a schedule and then take ovulation triggering meds so that you do ovulate closer to the normal schedule.
I do not see why that schedule should matter that much, aside from being unusual.
If you ovulate too soon after your period, the uterine lining is not thick enough for the embryo to implant in most of the time.
So ovulating too soon after my period means I may not be able to get pregnant.
That's assuming you are ovulating when you think you are. It is also possible you are not reading the signs right.
When I have my period is pretty obvious.
But you may be misreading changes in cervical mucus, mistaking discharge when you're in the mood for a fertile time.
You should want to be in the mood when it is your fertile time.
You could also be misreading your basal body temperature, thinking you've ovulated. Even though you really took the reading after getting out of bed and running around or staying wrapped up too warmly in bed.
I have not bothered tracking my basal body temperature.
There are women with polycystic ovaries that have totally messed up menstrual cycles.
That sounds way too much like PMS plus PTSD.
Polycystic ovaries is when your body has cysts on the ovaries that mess up hormones. You're less likely to get pregnant, more likely to have weird periods, and more likely to have multiples when you do get pregnant.